Welcome to the Sober Addict Podcast. I'm your host, Zachary Dolce. This is a space for real conversations, real growth, and real life. I'm still learning, I'm still showing up, and I'm still choosing progress every day. If you're here, you're not alone. No matter where you are in your journey, keep fighting. Now let's get into it. Before we even begin today, I want to slow this whole moment down. Not because something's wrong or because you're overwhelmed, but because we live in a world that never stops moving, never stops demanding, and never really gives us permission to just exist. So wherever you are right now, whether you're driving, sitting alone, walking outside, or laying in bed staring at the ceiling, I want you to breathe with me. Not a forced deep breath, just a real one, because this episode is not meant to be rushed. It's not meant to be skimmed, it's meant to be felt. This episode isn't about war stories, it's not about reliving the worst days, and it's not about glorifying rock bottom. You already know what pain looks like. You don't need another reminder. What I want to make this episode about is about what happens after you decide to change. Because quitting substances is only the first step. Building a real life that actually works is the second step. And to be honest, I found the second step is the hardest part. Because nobody hands you a manual for life after addiction. It just doesn't happen. Nobody pulls you aside and explains how to wake up with purpose, how to manage stress without running from it, or how to sit with boredom without losing your mind. For a long time, chaos was your routine. Chaos was familiar and it felt like home. Even though it was destructive, at least you knew how to survive it. Recovery changes all that. Suddenly things are quieter, slower, more predictable. And that can feel very uncomfortable when your nervous system has lived in fight or flight mode this entire time. You wake up, you go to work, you eat, you come home, and you sleep. And somewhere in the middle, you think to yourself, is this really life now? Yes. It is. Peace doesn't feel exciting at first, but it's a gift. One that you'll learn. Addiction runs on chaos, okay? Recovery runs on systems, routines, small consistent habits. They don't look impressive, but they change absolutely everything. Now, let me clear it up. Discipline is not punishment. It's not being harsh, it's not forced suffering. Discipline is protection. It protects your future self from your current impulses. It protects your peace from unnecessary chaos. It protects your goals, let's say, from excuses that sound good in the moment but cost you later. Discipline definitely looks boring. I mean, really, who wants to make your bed? Clean your room, show up on time, keeping your word, choosing sleep over scrolling your phone at night. Nobody claps for that. Nobody celebrates consistency. But that's where self-respect is built. One small promise, kept at a time. Confidence doesn't come from all this hype. It comes from the follow-through, from proving to yourself that when you say you'll do something, you'll actually do it. And that's kind of when your life starts to change. When addiction leaves, it often takes identity with it. You start asking, who am I? What do I stand for? What actually matters to me? You don't just find yourself. Identity is built through habits or boundaries, consistency, and through choices. Identity is behavior repeated. It's what you do when no one else is watching. It's how you respond when certain things get hard. You don't wake up confident, you act confident until it sticks. Repetition. You don't wake up disciplined. You practice discipline until it becomes normal. You don't wake up strong, you just show up on the hard days. Recovery will force boundaries with people, places, situations, or even with yourself. Boundaries are just honest. You stop explaining yourself to people who don't respect your growth. You stop overextending for people who wouldn't do the same for you. You stop staying in draining environments just because they feel familiar. Peace costs access. Not everyone gets to come with you. That's not cruelty, that's just growth. Let's talk real life now. Bills, work, accountability, the stuff addiction helped you avoid. Recovery means facing it head on. Now you have to learn how to budget, to plan, to save, to actually show up to work even when you're tired. Learning to deal with stress without escaping. There's something powerful about handling your own life, not running, not hiding, or blaming, just handling it. And don't get me wrong, recovery isn't just mental. Your body matters too. Now, I'm not saying you need a six-pack. You don't need to live in the gym every day. What you need is sleep, water, movement, some real food. Sometimes that's a walk around the block or stretching at home, another glass of water, or choosing to eat better food. Treat your body like it matters, because it does. Now, life might feel boring at sometimes, and boredom feels dangerous when you're so used to that chaos. But boredom is actually peace. It's your nervous system finally calming down. It's time and space to think. Learning to sit with yourself without distraction is actually emotional strength. Now in your life, you may have lost a lot of people, maybe some relationships, family or friends that didn't want to talk with you anymore. But when you're working on yourself, not everyone comes back. That really hurts. Some bridges will stay burnt. Some connections change forever. But recovery will teach you standards. You stop chasing the validation. You stop forcing connections. You choose people who show up for you, or respect your growth, or just bring you peace in life. That's maturity. If you lost people or relationships, friends or family, maybe they weren't meant to be in your life to begin with. Now, getting sober doesn't erase your emotions. I've learned this, and I'm still learning this, but anger will show up. Guilt will show up. Regret will show up. All the feelings you thought you didn't have, they will come. And that's completely normal. And you don't want to suppress it, you want to process it. Maybe that's through talking or writing or therapy. Just being honest with other people. Unprocessed emotion will always leak out at some point. Don't run from it. Handle it head on. And the biggest thing is you need to respect yourself. It's not something that comes overnight. It's built daily. Not with just words, but with your actions. You need to keep your promises. You need to keep showing up. You need to keep being honest and owning up to your mistakes. You become someone you trust. And when you trust yourself, that's when you have the real power. Now, I want to be real with everyone. I am sober, and I have come a very long way. And I know I'm sitting here talking to you guys about all this, but I'm still fighting too. I'm still learning. I'm not perfect by any means. I don't have all the answers. I still deal with my anxiety, panic disorder, agoraphobia, PTSD. And that didn't disappear when I got sober, because it just doesn't. But because of the work I've done, and because of my amazing counseling team, it's been getting better. Slowly, steadily. I'm starting to learn how to breathe through panic instead of running through it. Learning to manage my mind instead of letting it control me. Learning to show myself grace instead of tearing myself apart. And for the first time in a long time, I'm actually really excited about the future. If you're listening, dealing with any mental illness, whether it be depression, anxiety, PTSD, panic attacks, whatever it may be, just hear me out. There's nothing embarrassing about asking for help. Asking for help doesn't make you weak. It's not shameful. It takes a lot of courage to say, I'm not okay. I need help. I can't do this alone. And that says something very powerful about you. Strong people don't pretend they're fine. Strong people are the ones that reach out for help. I promise you, you don't have to suffer in silence, and you don't have to do this alone. Help exists. Support exists. Because whether you want to believe it or not, people do care. And you deserve peace. Reaching out for help is another form of growth. It means you realize you need the help. And growth doesn't wait for motivation. Motivation follows action. You don't wait to feel confident. You don't wait to feel inspired. You have to make the first move. And all those feelings and emotions will catch up later. And you will get there. And success is not attention. You're not seeking that. Success isn't chaos or approval. When you feel success, you're going to feel stability, peace, integrity, consistency, and growth. Now remember, if you're listening, you don't need to be perfect. You don't need to rush. You don't need to impress anyone. What matters is you. Just keep building yourself, brick by brick. Recovery isn't about avoiding destruction anymore. It's about creating a life that will work for you. Structure, discipline, self-respect, and peace. And even on hard days, as long as you keep choosing yourself, choosing honesty, choosing growth, things will change. This is the Sober Addict Podcast. Real life, real work, and real growth. Remember, keep fighting. I'll talk to you next time.